Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Davion. Coach Cannell's been talking the last few days about consistency, that he wants to see individually and as a group more consistency from you guys. Why do you think, you guys have struggled with that the play has been up and down?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this coach first of all has to know. It makes his job easier when, he can know what he's expecting and know what he's going to get out of every guy, before, the game even tips off. Not sure why we, have been having difficulties with consistency, but that's one of the parts that, we do need to pick up in order to, get things going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was done.
I was gonna ask you just what you see that tells you that things haven't smoothed out.
I'm sorry. One more time.
I just wonder what jumps out in your mind about the inconsistencies in the play.
Yeah, just rebounding. Like sometimes, I think I'm not sure exactly, but the past couple of games we haven't been, leading the opposing team and, offensive rebounding. Just defensive miscues. For me, just, making shots, to start the game. Just everyone has their own individual cue, and then collectively, just hustle plays, 50-50 balls, just things like that.
Ken Spencer, go ahead.
Yeah, Davion, how important is it, talking about consistency for each player to do what they do well and not really really understand their role and play within that role. Don't go outside that box. Because at this point, it seems like everything's kind of, determined how you guys should play individually and for everybody to kind of buy in.
Yeah. You're asking about the importance of that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's very important. That's with everything. We have to have guys and players coming in knowing exactly what to expect. Like I mentioned earlier, like it makes everyone's job, not only the coaches, just know, okay, what is this guy going to give me today? What can I expect from him? Miss or make, like, is he going to take these certain shots that we're asking him to take? Are we going to, just know what to expect. And then at that point, it just makes everyone's job easier, not only for others, but also, for yourself.
John Hale, we'll come to you next.
Maybe on yesterday, Coach Cal said that he told you all in practice, if you want to start, go out there and dominate. And then he saw a few guys step up a little bit. What did you see, and what kind of did that message mean to the team as a whole?
Yeah, he just talked about being desperate. Like we have to play with, some sort of desperation, especially, where we are right now in the season. And he's making it very clear to us that he's only going to play 5 guys that are going to, go out there and be desperate, basically. And so, at this point, everyone's just, running, being that bull, just chasing that flag at this point. Like we're just trying to, be one of those guys at this point.
Anything else for Davion? Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Davion, just to follow up on that, how desperate do times seem to you guys right now,
Very, very. It's been a really tough season. I can't lie, it's been hard, and we understand that we have a job to do, and we obviously can't give up. We got a lot of people depending on us, a lot of people supporting us still. So, there's no reason to put our heads down now. We just got to keep pushing through it.
Anything else, guys? Go ahead, Ken.
Davion, when it comes to the offensive struggles for you guys, what do you think is the biggest thing holding you back?
Yeah, I mean, with those offensive struggles, like the problem is like we're getting the stops on defense. Like, we're holding teams to point 0.5, point 0.6 points possessions, and then we're coming down and we're struggling to score. So it's just like we just gotta put points on top of that skills, on top of those kills, which is 3 stops. Like we can't have times in the game where 3-4 minute segments, periods, where we're not scoring. I think that's what hurts us sometimes. Like we'll have units in and we'll get those points, and then just times that we won't. And I think those droughts really just get us and hurt us. It's not the sets that we're running. I think it's just our purpose and our execution. Just cutting even when the play isn't for you at a high pace. You know, if you're supposed to be the decoy on that play, act like the play is for you. Just run plays at a high execution and really attack what we're looking for. I think sometimes we tend to make it a little more overcomplicated than it needs to be. Just find a mismatch, go as hard as you can, and just execute what's asked of us.
Go ahead, John Wong.
Davion, Coach Cal has been talking a lot about mental health, and it's obviously something he's very concerned about. It's hard being a college student in this day and age with COVID and having to deal with grades and peer pressures and all of that. What are some of the additional mental health pressures that you face as a basketball player, specifically at Kentucky?
That's a great question. But being at Kentucky, being a college student in general, I'm sure is pretty hard. But then adding, athletics to it is, a different element. I think that a lot of people don't understand what a collegiate athlete goes through. Honestly, not even just at the University of Kentucky. I'm sure that's everywhere and any sport. But there is a lot of pressure being put on you at the University of Kentucky and attending such a historic, legendary school like this. And, this is a big deal. And I think that's what kind of, brought me here and brings all of these guys here. They're built for it. And, you want this type of, it's good pressure. I won't say bad pressure. But, as far as mental health, it's just controlling what you control, just, taking those deep breaths, understanding, like, that just live in the present moment and let everything, roll with it. And it's tough because you're bringing guys. You have young guys coming in, and some guys don't have the advantage of being in college for 4 years already. So it can be tough. I can't imagine how I would have thought at 17, 18 years old. But like you said, it's different, and it's tough.
Do you think there are enough facilities or resources and support out there for people to reach out if they are having problems?
Yeah, we're fortunate to have a guy. I'm not sure if he's on staff, but he works with us through coaching. He talks with us, and we have access to him 24/7. But obviously times are tough if you put in the circumstances we're going through with COVID and the pandemic. It's not usual times, so I'm sure it's a little bit more challenging than normal. But Kentucky has done a great job having those resources available to us.
Andrew, finish us off.
Davion, you mentioned pressure. How much pressure is there knowing you guys right now, there's a lot of talk about making the March Madness NCAA tournament. You guys right now on the outside looking in. How much does that ramp up the pressure on you guys going down this home stretch of the season?
Yeah. The perfect thing for me to say was we don't think about it. We're taking one game at a time. But, in all honesty, Andrew, you do think about it, and you there is pressure there. And, at the end of the day, you have to have the mentality of one game at a time, though. And with this, like, we just have to put a few games together and go on like that 3-win stretch that we had. Okay, let's try to bump that up to 4 or 5. Let's try to, take things going at a time. But whether you're winning or losing, that pressure is always going to be there because there's always going to be somebody trying to hunt you down, or you're going to have to be the hunter. So here we are.